Let me ask you a brutally honest question. Do you ever wonder why some people walk into a room, say almost nothing, and yet by the end of the night, someone can't stop thinking about them, while others can talk for hours, try their best lines, and still go home alone? The difference is not luck, it's not looks, it's not even what they're wearing. The difference is the way they speak. If you want to get laid, if you want someone to feel that spark of attraction that makes them lean closer, lower their guard, and imagine what it would feel like to be with you, you must learn how to speak in a way that ignites desire, because desire is not logical, it's emotional. And emotions are triggered by words, by tone, by energy. What comes out of your mouth has the power to turn someone on more than what you do with your body. So many people think seduction is about what happens in the bedroom. No, seduction starts long before that. It starts with how you make someone feel when you talk to them. It's not about having the perfect line. It's about creating the perfect vibe. You could say the most cliché thing, but if it's said with the right energy, the right playfulness, the right confidence, it works. On the flip side, you could memorize all the clever tricks, but if you deliver them with nervousness, desperation, or fear, they fall flat. The truth is, sex is 80% psychological. The body only goes where the mind has already gone. If you can plant the thought, if you can create the emotional reaction, the body will follow. That's why what I'm about to share with you is so powerful, because it's not about manipulation, it's about communication. It's about unlocking the natural attraction that happens when you speak in a way that makes someone feel safe, excited, and desired. Now, before we dive into the 5 key ways to speak, if you want to get laid, I want you to understand one crucial thing. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's not about putting on a fake act. It's about amplifying the parts of you that already exist. The confident part, the playful part, the curious part, the bold part, and letting them shine through your words. So let's get into it. Key point for when's in speak with curiosity, not agenda. Most people kill attraction before it even begins because they speak with an agenda. They try to get something. They're fishing for validation, approval, or an outcome. And people feel that. They feel the pressure behind your words. It's like someone asking, so are you single within 5 minutes of meeting you? The words might sound innocent, but the agenda is transparent. It's about them, not about you. If you want to ignite attraction, flip it. Speak with genuine curiosity, not agenda. That means instead of trying to impress them, focus on discovering them. Ask questions that go beyond the surface. What's the thing that excites you most right now in life? Or what's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet? Questions like this make someone feel seen, not judged. They make someone feel interesting, and that is one of the most attractive feelings in the world. Curiosity is powerful because it lowers defenses. It says, I'm not here to take something from you, I'm here to experience you. And when someone feels experienced instead of evaluated, they relax. And when they relax, their attraction has room to grow. K point find twos ain't speak with playful tension. Think about it. When two people are attracted to each other, what do? They tease, they flirt. They create a little tension. It's not about being mean, it's about being mischievous. And that playfulness is like oxygen to attraction. When you speak, don't just give straight answers. Add a little twist. If someone says, I love Italian food, don't just say, oh, me too. Say, oh, so you're the type who can be seduced with pasta and wine, good to know. That little reframe turns a boring exchange into flirtation. Or if they say, I'm terrible at dancing, you can say, perfect, then you'll need a teacher. Lucky for you, I'm available. Playful tension is not about mocking. It's about pushing just enough to create a spark. It's like a verbal touch, light, fun, and suggestive. And here's why it works. Playfulness triggers dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. It creates excitement, unpredictability, and fun. And those are the exact emotions that make someone more likely to want intimacy. Now notice what's happening here. In both of these points, we're not talking about using lines. We're talking about energy, about shifting the way you speak so that it moves from surface level conversation into emotional stimulation, because that's what attraction really is, emotion. K.3e, speak with desire, not desperation. There's a massive difference between expressing interest and expressing neediness. Desperation repels. Desire attracts. The way you speak determines which one you're communicating. For example, if you say, you're so hot, I really want you, but your tone sounds like you're begging, it comes across as desperation. But if you say, you're driving me crazy right now, in a low, confident tone, it communicates desire. Same idea, completely different impact. Here's the subtle trick: frame your desire as something you can't help. Instead of making it sound like you're trying to convince them, make it sound like you're being honest about your own experience. Saying, "God, you're addictive," feels sexy. Saying, "Please give me a chance," feels needy. Speaking with desire is about owning your attraction without handing away your power. It's about saying, "I want you," not "I need you." That difference is everything, because one makes you magnetic, the other makes you forgettable. Now let's take this even further, because what we've covered so far, curiosity, playful, tension, and speaking with desire instead of desperation, already puts you ahead of most people who struggle with attraction. But if you really want to elevate your conversations to the level where someone not only enjoys talking to you, but starts to fantasize about you, then you need to master the next two principles. And these two are the ones that most people completely miss, which is why their conversations remain forgettable. K.40, speak with vulnerability, not perfection. This might surprise you. Most people think the way to be attractive is to come across flawless, smooth, clever, always having the right thing to say. But perfection doesn't create intimacy, vulnerability does. When you show vulnerability in your words, you create trust. And trust is the gateway to sexual chemistry. Think about it: when someone is too perfect, do you lean in or do you put your guard up? Usually we're suspicious. We wonder, what's the catch? But when someone allows you to see their real side, when they admit, "You know what, I get nervous sometimes too," or "I'm terrible at remembering names, don't hate me for it," you suddenly feel connected. You feel safe. And safety is what makes people open themselves up physically and emotionally. Vulnerability in speech doesn't mean oversharing. It doesn't mean dumping all your insecurities. It means dropping your mask just enough that they see you're human. It's the difference between trying to impress someone versus letting them be impressed by who you really are. For example, imagine someone says, "You seem really confident." You could say, "Thanks, I try," which is fine. Or you could say, "Honestly, I fake it half the time." But I've learned that people rarely notice. That little dose of vulnerability not only makes you relatable, it makes you real. And real is sexy. The irony is, people are terrified that vulnerability will make them less desirable. But it does the opposite. It makes you magnetic, because most people are starved of genuine connection. They're tired of facades. When you show them the truth, they want to be around you more. And here's the kicker: when you combine vulnerability with playfulness and desire, you become irresistible. You're no longer just someone they want to talk to, you're someone they want to experience. K.55E, speak with imagination, not routine. Now, this one is the game changer. Most people's conversations are boring because they follow a script. What do you do? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? And that's fine for small talk, but small talk doesn't get you laid. Small talk doesn't ignite attraction. What does? Imagination. When you speak with imagination, you take the conversation out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. You make someone feel something different. And when they feel different with you, they associate that difference with attraction. Here's how it works. Instead of asking predictable questions, paint scenarios. Say, if we were stranded on an island right now, what role would you play? Would you be the leader or the one drinking all the coconuts? Suddenly you've shifted from a dry Q&A to a playful fantasy. Or instead of asking, "What's your favorite food?" say, "If I had to kidnap you and bribe you with one meal to forgive me, what would I cook?" It's silly, it's imaginative, and it pulls them out of autopilot. Imagination is powerful because it's the closest thing to foreplay outside of the bedroom. When you create little scenarios with your words, you're basically role-playing without them even realizing it. And role-play opens the door to sexual energy. It allows someone to explore, flirt, and step into a more adventurous side of themselves without pressure. Let me give you an even clearer example. If you're texting someone and they say, "I'm bored," you could respond with, "Why don't you watch a movie?" Or you could say, "Okay, picture this. I sneak over, we grab a blanket, put on the worst rom-com ever made, and see if we can survive it without making fun of every scene." One response is forgettable. The other is vivid. And vivid creates attraction. People remember imagination. They don't remember facts. If you want to be unforgettable, stop talking like everyone else. Start painting pictures in their mind. Because when you can make someone imagine what it's like to be with you, you've already taken the first step to making it real. Now, Let's pause here and look at what we've built so far. We've covered all 5 key principles. Speak with curiosity, not agenda. Speak with playful tension. Speak with desire, not desperation. Speak with vulnerability, not perfection. Speak with imagination, not routine. When you combine these, something incredible happens. Your words stop being filler and they start being foreplay. You move from talking to turning on. You create energy, chemistry, anticipation, all before a single physical touch. But here's the most important part of all this. None of these are lines. None of these are tricks. They are frameworks. They are energies. They are ways of speaking that make someone feel drawn to you on a primal level. You can't memorize a script and hope it works. But you can embody these principles and then suddenly everything you say has a spark. Think about it. You walk up to someone at a bar. Instead of saying, "Hi, how are you?" like everyone else, you look at them and say with a smirk, "You look like trouble." That's playful tension. They laugh and say, "Why do you think that?" You respond because you have that mischievous look, like you get away with things you shouldn't. Now you've already created an energy that makes them feel seen and sexy. That's curiosity and imagination at play. And if you then admit, "To be honest, I kind of like trouble," that's vulnerability mixed with desire. See how it all works together. You're not reciting lines, you're weaving emotions. And emotions are what makes someone want you, crave you, and remember you. This is the art of speaking if you want to get laid. It's not about faking. It's not about being someone you're not. It's about pulling out the most magnetic parts of you and letting them flow through your words. It's about building a rhythm that goes from curiosity to playfulness to vulnerability to desire to imagination. That rhythm is what creates sexual tension. That rhythm is what makes someone go home thinking about you. And here's the thing. Once you master this way of speaking, you'll never have to worry about what to say again. Because you'll realize it's not about the words, it's about the energy behind the words. Now that you've heard the 5 principles, let's slow down and really imagine what this looks like in practice, because knowing the concepts is one thing, but seeing them come alive in a real conversation is where the magic happens. And if you can picture it here with me, you'll never forget how to use it out there in your real life. Imagine you're at a friend's dinner party. You've just been introduced to someone across the table instead of defaulting to the polite robotic. So what do? You lean in with curiosity. Okay, tell me something. What's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten away with? That one question pulls them out of autopilot. Their eyes light up. They laugh. They feel seen in a way that's unusual. That's principle 1, curiosity, not agenda. As the night goes on, you use playful tension. They tease you about not liking olives, and instead of defending yourself, you lean into it. That's fine, more for you. But if we ever go out for dinner, I'm ordering extra just to test your loyalty. Suddenly, there's a back and forth dance happening. Your words are light, but there's an undercurrent of something more. That's principle 2, tension. Later, the conversation turns serious. They ask, "You always seem confident. Are you ever nervous?" And instead of hiding, you tell the truth. "Oh, of course, I get nervous all the time, but I've realized nerves are just excitement in disguise." That one admission makes you human. That's principle 4, vulnerability. And then, as you're saying goodnight, you lean in slightly and say with a sly smile, "You're dangerous. Spending more time with you might get me into trouble." That's desire, not desperation. You're not begging for attention. You're stating the truth of your attraction in a confident way that lets them feel it. That's principle 3. Finally, before you leave, you add a touch of imagination. Next time, you're picking the restaurant, but if you choose badly, you're cooking for me instead. It's playful. It's hypothetical, but it plants an image in their mind of a future with you. That's principle 5. Do you see how all of this ties together? None of it is fake. None of it requires a script. It's simply weaving these energies into the way you speak so that someone walks away not just remembering the words you said, but remembering how you made them feel. And that's the secret. The words are not the point. The feeling is the point. People don't go to bed with someone because they had an interesting fact about history. They go to bed with someone because they felt desired, they felt excited, they felt safe, they felt alive. Now let's go even deeper. Why do these principles work? What's the psychology underneath them? Curiosity works because it flips the dynamic. Most people walk around trying to be interesting, but the people who are irresistible are the ones who are interested. When you make someone feel fascinating, they associate that feeling with you. That's why they want more of you, because you make them feel more like themselves. Playful tension works because the brain craves unpredictability. Boring conversations are predictable. Where do you work? What's your favorite movie? Oh, cool. There's no tension, no spark. But when you tease, when you push and pull just a little, the brain releases dopamine. It's the same chemical that fires when you gamble or watch a thriller. Attraction isn't about safety alone. It's about excitement within safety. That's what playful tension gives. Desire works because confidence is rare. Most people hide their attraction out of fear of rejection. But when you own your desire without apology, it signals abundance. It says, I find you attractive, but I'm not collapsing if you don't reciprocate. That creates pull instead of push. Vulnerability works because intimacy requires risk. Everyone wants the reward of closeness without the risk of exposure, but the people who are unforgettable are the ones willing to drop the mask first. Vulnerability invites reciprocity. It says it's safe to be real with me, and once someone feels safe, they'll go deeper with you. Imagination works because attraction is about anticipation. If you can get someone to picture being with you, half the work is done. The brain doesn't fully separate imagination from reality. So when you create vivid, playful scenarios, you're planting real feelings in their body. And feelings create memory. Let me give you another story. I once worked with a client who kept complaining that guys lost interest after the first date. I asked her to role play the way she spoke on dates, and she was polite, she was kind, she was agreeable. But she was also forgettable. There was no tension, no spark, no imagination. She asked the safe questions, gave the safe answers, and went home wondering why he didn't call. So I gave her an exercise. I told her, for the next 3 dates, you are banned from asking, what do you do? Or where are you from? Instead, you must ask questions that begin with what if, imagine, or tell me the story of, and within a month she called me laughing, Matthew. She said, I had men hanging on every word. One guy told me after dinner, you're different. I can't stop thinking about you. Why? Because she shifted from routine to imagination. Do you see the difference? Most people talk to fill silence, but people who ignite attraction talk to create sensation. They talk to create energy. They talk to make you feel. That's the key. So let's bring this all home. If you want to get laid, if you want someone to feel that deep pull toward you, stop obsessing over pick-up lines. Stop worrying about saying the perfect thing. Instead, master these 5 ways of speaking curiosity to make them feel seen, playful tension to create excitement, desire to show attraction without neediness, vulnerability to build trust, imagination to make them picture a future with you. This is the formula. This is the rhythm of attraction. And when you combine them, you'll notice something extraordinary. You stop chasing people and people start chasing you because you're no longer speaking to fill the air. You're speaking to touch their heart, their mind, and yes, their body. And here's the beautiful irony. The moment you stop trying so hard to get laid and instead focus on speaking in ways that make someone feel alive, you actually get laid more. Because sex isn't the result of a tactic. It's the natural overflow of connection, and connection is built one word at a time. So the next time you meet someone, remember this, it's not about what you say, it's about the energy with which you say it. Let your words be playful, vulnerable, curious, imaginative, and infused with desire. Do that, and you'll never again wonder why some people walk into a room and leave with unforgettable memories, because you'll be the one leaving them behind. If you found this powerful and you want more secrets to create deep attraction and unforgettable intimacy, make sure you subscribe right now and hit the bell, because every day I'll be giving you new tools to transform your love life. And if this resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me which of the 5 principles you're going to try first. I rate every single one. And don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear it today.